I literally just gasped. Have you ever watched someone actively choose to, like, ruin their own life on national television? Because last night's recoupling wasn't just reality TV drama. It was, I mean, it was terrifying.
Oh, it was a masterclass in absolute chaos. Like, the cognitive dissonance in that villa right now is, well, it's basically a public health crisis. The producers woke up and fully chose violence.
Babes, welcome back. We love you. We see you. And babes, we are so, so happy you're here today because we desperately need our Snark Squad to help us process whatever the heck we just watched.
Truly. But before we get into the absolute mess of the villa, we want to wish the Snark Squad a very, very happy Pride. So raise a toast to all you babes celebrating this weekend.
Yes. Happy Pride, everyone. Like, whether you're out in the streets, going to the clubs, or just having a cozy weekend at home, you are seen. We love you, and we're celebrating with you.
Cheers to that. And speaking of raising a toast, I think we need to talk about what is currently in our cups, because it is...
Drink of the summer.
Exactly. It is the drink of the summer. We are drinking cranberry vodka mules right now. And the vibes. Impeccable.
So good. Like, babes, these might actually be my new favorite.
Yeah.
But you have very strict rules about how to make them, right?
Well, yeah, because it requires meticulous construction. A regular Moscow mule is fine, but adding cranberry introduces this, like, essential tartness. It completely cuts through the aggressive spice of the ginger beer. But the ratios have to be perfect.
Right, because if you mess it up, it just tastes like spicy juice.
Exactly. So you need exactly 2 ounces of, like, a really premium vodka, a heavy squeeze of fresh lime, 3 ounces of a high-spiced ginger beer, and exactly 1.5 ounces of 100% cranberry juice.
Not cranberry cocktail.
Right, not the cocktail, actual unsweetened cranberry juice. It has to be tart.
It is so good. It just hits the back of your throat with that ginger cake, and then the cranberry, like, completely smooths it out. It is definitely getting a permanent spot in the summer rotation.
Which is good, because I need it. Honestly, it is the only thing keeping me tethered to sanity right now.
Because of the boxes.
Because of the boxes. I have spent the entire day, from literally the moment I woke up, just drowning in a sea of packing tape. Moving weekend is officially here. My apartment is a hazard zone, and I am, like, running purely on iced coffee and spite.
Okay, I hear you, and I validate your stress. Moving is awful.
Yeah.
But, hear me out for a second.
Oh, no, I don't like that tone.
I just listen. I know we're exhausted. I know you haven't even packed your kitchen yet. But, babes, are we seriously not going to drive down to New York tomorrow for the Pride Parade?
This is exactly what I mean. This is the kind of chaotic, irrational, last-minute decision-making that we roast the Islanders for.
But it's Pride.
Okay, let me just present the logic here. I am functioning on maybe 4 hours of sleep. The FDR drive on Pride weekend is literally a sociological experiment in human rage. We have so many logistics for this move, and my body is actively requesting silence in a horizontal position.
I completely reject your logic. I reject it because Pride in New York isn't just a parade. It is like a cultural reset. It is unmatched.
It is also 90 degrees outside.
Who cares? Think about the energy in the streets. Think about the music just vibrating through the pavement. We can throw the packing tape in a corner, ignore the boxes, put on something completely ridiculous and sparkly, and just let the pulse of the city revive us.
You are totally weaponizing my FOMO against me right now. You know I can't resist the energy of the city.
Because you know it's worth the exhaustion. It literally takes me right back to the first time we ever went to Pride together.
Oh my God. That day was a defining moment in our friendship. It really was.
Snark Squad, if you don't know the story of our first Pride together, it basically explains our entire dynamic. It was so chaotic, so messy, and completely hilarious.
The contrast in how we showed up was just staggering. Like, I had spent weeks curating this ensemble. I wanted to look expensive and unbothered. I had this sheer, structured black overshirt, perfectly tailored shorts, vintage sunglasses, and, like, very practical but chic footwear.
And I showed up starting on pure unhinged enthusiasm. I looked like a disco ball that exploded.
You really did.
I had this aggressively sparkly rainbow sequin two-piece that literally scratched my arms every time I moved. And I glued chunky glitter to my eyelids with eyelash glue, which...
A terrible medical decision, by the way.
Oh, the worst. Do not ever do that, babes. It took days to get off. My hair was a sweaty mess in 20 minutes, and I lost one of my earrings before we even found a spot to stand on the parade route.
I remember looking at you and internally calculating the odds of having to carry you to an urgent care clinic by, like, 4 in the afternoon.
But I was thriving.
You were. And honestly, once we got into the crowd, that's where the magic happens. The music is so loud, and there's just this incredible pulsing energy.
It's unmatched.
Yeah.
And we were just so open to it that we ended up trauma bonding with this random group of strangers waiting in line for a bathroom at some patio bar.
Yes. Within 5 minutes, we were best friends.
We spent the whole day with them, just buying rounds of drinks, screaming the lyrics to pop anthems, sweating to death, and just laughing until my ribs physically hurt.
That's the beauty of it, though. All the normal social barriers just dissolve. But my absolute favorite memory from that day, the aha moment, was right at sunset.
Oh, I know exactly what you're going to say.
The lighting was hitting that perfect golden hour tone on the avenue, and this DJ on a fire escape just started blasting Robin's Dancing on My Own.
Chills. I literally have chills.
And thousands of people in the street just stopped and sang the entire chorus in unison. I looked over at you, and your eyelash glue glitter was practically melting down your face, and we just looked at each other.
We didn't even have to say a word. We just instantly knew that Pride would be our favorite weekend every single year for the rest of our lives.
It was perfect. And honestly, we've carried that exact same intentional energy into our real lives. Like, since Pride Month is wrapping up, we both decided to fully lean in and just go all out decorating our dental clinics.
Yes, we work at different offices, obviously, but we both went so hard on this.
Well, dental offices are historically very high anxiety spaces for people, right? They're sterile and intimidating. So I decided to disrupt that visual narrative. I brought in these premium rainbow toothbrushes. I swapped out the boring waiting room art for some really tasteful pride flags.
I love that. Did you put up the disco ball?
I did. A very subtle, chic disco ball planter on the reception desk. It wasn't tacky. It just signaled, like, safety and inclusivity.
See, mine wasn't subtle at all. My clinic went full chaotic joy.
Yeah.
We had rainbow cupcakes in the break room, and we hung this massive, fabulous rainbow banner right over the front desk.
I'm sure the older patients love that.
Oh my gosh, the reactions are so funny. This older gentleman, Bob, walks in, stares at the banner for a solid minute, and goes, "Wow, you girls are really celebrating spring." And I just smiled and said, "We sure are, Bob. It's a very colorful season."
Classic Bob. But honestly, the impact on the actual LGBTQ plus patients is so real. When someone walks into a healthcare setting, there's often this underlying anxiety about judgment. But when they see those visual cues...
Their whole demeanor changes.
Exactly. Their shoulders physically drop. You can see the tension leave them. It changes the environment from hostile to hospitable.
I literally had a patient tell me of the first time they didn't feel a panic attack coming on before getting their teeth cleaned.
Yeah.
Just because we had a pride flag up, it really emphasizes why June is the absolute best month at work.
It really is. It just sets such an incredible tone for the rest of the summer. Speaking of, I am so hyped for everything we have coming up once we actually survive moving our apartments.
Oh, same. Once the box is gone, we have the 4th of July barbecue.
Which I am aggressively planning the menu for.
And we have those weekend road trips mapped out. Plus, we still have to pull wild cards out of the hobby jar.
Okay, I am approaching the hobby jar with extreme caution. If I pull out, like, roller derby or rock climbing, I'm using my veto. I have delicate wrists, okay? I cannot afford a sports injury.
You have to try new things, but fine, if you get hurt, we'll just stick to endless patio nights, making these exact cranberry mules, sitting outside, and judging strangers walking by.
A truly elite summer activity. But babes, enough about our summer. Let's get into the villa because these islanders are doing the absolute most, and I have so many thoughts.
I am so ready.
What?
Let's recap episode 26, because the villa is a complete unmitigated disaster right now.
Oh, it's a toxic wasteland.
It really is.
Yeah.
Let's set the scene. It's the immediate fallout of the TE receipts and the truth challenge. The villa is hot, everyone looks sticky, and the vibes are just absolutely atrocious.
You can physically feel the tension through the screen. The producers clearly woke up and decided to do a surgical strike on these specific couples. They specifically targeted Jasmine, Kavan, and that whole nightmare Lorenzo and Jasmine square.
They did not hold back. The challenge fallout was crazy. Let's start with the scammers.
Yes, Sean and Lola.
They get the card that reads, "These two are giving scammers seems performative." And the collective gasp from the other islanders was so loud because everyone knows it's true.
Well, let's break this down. Sean and Lola have given us absolutely nothing on screen, no substance, no friction, no vulnerable conversations. Yet they sit there claiming to be this perfect couple and making these weird, hollow jokes about marriage.
It feels like a PR relationship, like they're just trying to float to the finale.
Because they are. And Lola's defense to the card was a massive red flag. Instead of getting genuinely defensive about her feelings for him, she just laughs and says, well, it must be really good actors then.
Right. Who says that? If you actually like the guy, you say, the public just doesn't see our connection. You don't brag about your acting skills.
It completely exposes them. But let's move on to the actual delusion of the episode. Aiden and Jasmine.
Oh, Aiden. I can't.
So the card reveals that Jasmine told Aiden she liked him and had no feelings for Lorenzo. Obviously, this was weeks ago when she was still exploring.
But Jasmine handled it so well. She successfully spun it. She stood there and was like, yeah, I said that, but that was at the time. I'm happy with Lorenzo now. She put out the fire immediately.
She understands semantic survival, but Aiden lacks any sort of cognitive flexibility. He takes this tiny piece of outdated information as an engraved invitation to keep pursuing her.
His eyes literally lit up. He is so desperate. He thinks because she liked him 3 weeks ago, the door is still open.
It's pathetic. But the producers saved their absolute best ammunition for Jasmine. They relentlessly targeted her.
Relentlessly. It was a firing squad. First, they read her quote, complaining about Kavan. He needs to chill the F out. Then her quote to Lorenzo. Could have gone somewhere. It's unfortunate it didn't. And then the tweet from the public saying she thinks the world revolves around her.
It was a brutal reality check. But my question is, did the producers go too hard on her? Or did she desperately need this intervention?
I mean, I felt a little bad because everyone was staring at her, but she desperately needed it.
Yeah.
She is hypocrisy personified.
Exactly. If the roles were reversed and Kavan was sneaking around saying he wished he'd cracked on with another girl, Jasmine would have burned the entire villa to the ground. She would have been screaming.
She would have packed her bags. But instead, she just plays the victim and cries, and all the girls run over to comfort her.
Which is just groupthink. None of them want to be on her bad side, so they validate her toxic behavior. But while we're talking about toxic behavior, let's look at the Simba and Angelista situation.
Oh my gosh. Robin from After Sun's quote really stirred the pot. Justice for Angelista. This is just not fair.
And Simba's reaction was so telling. He didn't feel genuine remorse for lying about what happened at the sleepover. He was just frustrated that his nice guy narrative was ruined.
He literally says, this really puts things in perspective, seeing the public perception. And Angelista starts crying and she goes, so my tears weren't enough to stop you, but public perception is.
It's devastating for her. She realizes her emotions mean nothing to him compared to his reputation.
And she is supposed to run this, like, strict program, right? She is always talking about her boundaries, but she is letting him off the hook way too easily.
Because it's a trauma bond. He causes chaos, apologizes, and she confuses the relief of the apology with actual intimacy. If she doesn't set a feigned boundary right now, Casimiro is going to completely destroy them. He will fold instantly.
He totally will. But wait, we have to talk about the main event. The quadrangle of doom. Kavan, Jasmine, Lorenzo, and Jasmine.
I am exhausted just saying their names.
Kavan actually sits Jasmine down and says he wants an emotional step back because of her constant flirty chats with Lorenzo, which is like a very reasonable boundary.
It is the most reasonable thing he has done all season.
But Jasmine immediately hits the nuclear button. She just snaps, if you want a break, then we're done.
It's the ultimate defensive mechanism. Reject him before he can reject her. Their relationship is basically a broken hamster wheel. They run endlessly, they use so much energy fighting, and they get absolutely nowhere.
A broken hamster wheel is the perfect analogy. And while they are fighting, Lorenzo has the audacity to... he makes yogurt for Micah, the new girl, but then he pulls Jasmine for a chat instead of his own partner, Jasmine.
Right out in the open. And he tells Jasmine he is attracted to her like a film star.
A film star. I absolutely lost it. I was screaming at the TV. It is so cheesy and gross.
It is incredibly manipulative. He is feeding her ego to keep her on the hook. And then Jasmine asks him point blank if he's shut off to her. What does he say?
He says, not right now, and at the moment.
Meticulously keeping the door wedged open, you do not tell your partner you are with them for now, while actively keeping your side piece on standby. It is so deeply toxic for Jasmine.
But Jasmine, oh, I love her so much. She stands on business. She pulls Lorenzo and just flat out tells him, it would be better if you just explored it with Jasmine, because she knows being a default choice is terrible.
She knows her worth. She refuses to be triangulated.
Exactly. I was cheering for her in my living room. But of course, the second Jasmine shows a boundary. Aiden smells blood in the water.
Oh, the vulture circles. Yeah. Aiden pulls Lorenzo for a chat to understand the dynamic.
Which is such a lie. He has no horse in this race. He just wants to figure out if Lorenzo is dumping Jasmine so he can swoop in.
It's purely tactical. He approaches Jasmine in the kitchen, giving her these puppy dog eyes, and asks if the door is completely closed.
And she just looks at him and gives this flat, unbothered yes.
A beautiful one-syllable answer.
But Aiden continues to beg. He brings up the fact that Yasmin's mom hates him, like that's somehow a way back in. He only wants her because he lost Ellie to Finley, and he lost Tina when she got dumped. He just doesn't want to go home.
It is pure desperation, and all of this tension builds up to the recoupling. The producers drop the text, boys' choice recoupling.
The panic around the fire pit was so real. Let's run through the speeches. Sean picks Lola, obviously.
And did you notice? He complimented her looks like 5 times. You're stunning, you're gorgeous, your eyes. He mentioned 0 personality traits, not 1.
Proving our PR relationship theory. Then Finley picks Ellie. Safe, boring. Samraj picks Micah. Simba picks Angelista with this completely empty speech about growth.
Meaningless buzzwords. But then Lorenzo stands up.
The bait and switch of the century. Lorenzo gives this incredibly passionate speech. He talks about an undeniable attraction, finding his softer side. It sounds 100% like he is picking Jasmine.
I was entirely convinced he was picking Jasmine. The editors manipulated that perfectly. The reaction shots of the girls looking shocked.
Totally edited out of order.
Yeah.
But then he says Yasmin's name,
Oh.
which leaves Kavan standing there. And Kavan,
Yeah.
oh my God.
It was the most disrespectful, spineless choice he could have made. He gives this gritty, miserable speech complaining about Jasmine. He calls out her behavior, her lack of reassurance. He basically airs all their dirty laundry.
And then he picks her anyway. Why would you do that?
Because he needs to find his spine. He is trying to lower her social value, so she's forced to rely on him, but he doesn't have the courage to actually dump her. It's pathetic.
It made me cringe so hard. And then poor Aiden is left with the scraps, and he is forced to pick Priya in a friendship couple.
Which is terrible for Priya. She got all the challenge answers right. She has been so emotionally intelligent, and she is stuck with the most delusional boy in the villa.
And just when you think they can all go to bed and cry, the neon sign flickers. The episode ends with the teaser for Casa Amor.
And the boys are going to absolutely lose their minds. With the state of these weak, fractured couples, Casa Amor is going to be a bloodbath.
It's going to be carnage. Which brings us perfectly to our first segment.
Yeah.
Babes, since these Islanders clearly don't know what a healthy relationship looks like, we are going to rank them from strongest to weakest. Welcome to Couple Power Rankings.
I will bring the logic here. At number 1, strongest by default, Finley and Ellie.
I actually think they are so sweet. They stay out of the drama.
They are boring, but yes, they are safe. They lack the imagination to cheat in Casa Amor, so they survive. At number 2, I am placing Sean and Lola.
The scammers.
Yeah.
You're putting them at number 2.
Yes, because they are giving a PR relationship, but they are surviving the drama. They won't turn their heads because it ruins their strategy. They are locked in for the brand deal.
You're probably right.
Yeah.
Okay, number 3, Samraj and Micah. They are new, shiny, and they have potential, but Casa could easily wreck them because they have no foundation yet.
Precisely. Number 4, Simba and Angelista.
I hate placing them this high.
I know, but Angelista's blind loyalty keeps them tethered. She will forgive him for whatever he does in Casa, so the couple survives even if the respect doesn't.
Fair point. Number 5, Lorenzo and Jasmine. This is incredibly weak.
Lorenzo is just biding his time until Jasmine is fully single, or until he gets to Casa Amor and finds someone new. He has no loyalty to Jasmine.
And Jasmine knows it. Number 6, Kavan and Jasmine. An absolute dumpster fire of a relationship. The trust is completely gone. The vibes are in the trenches.
It is a toxic wasteland. And finally, number 7, Aiden and Priya. Dead on arrival, a marriage of absolute inconvenience. It's so true. But wait, do you actually think Kavan and Jasmine can survive Casa if they are separated?
Oh, absolutely not. I predict they will both fold on day 1. Jasmine will find someone who validates her without asking for anything in return, and Kavan will find someone who just gives him basic human kindness, and they will both recouple.
I totally agree. And honestly, half this cast needs an immediate telehealth appointment to figure out their issues. Which brings us to segment 2, Villa Therapy Session.
Let's diagnose these people. Patient number 1, Aiden.
Oh, I have his chart ready. His diagnosis is severe delusion and main character ego. He genuinely thinks that no means try harder.
His biggest blind spot is that he doesn't view women as autonomous people with their own preferences. He views them as objectives.
Exactly. So my advice to him is simple. Listen to the words coming out of women's mouths. When Jasmine says the door is closed, stop knocking. Stop trying to pick the lock.
Do you think he will actually learn anything from this?
No, absolutely not.
I firmly agree. He is incapable of introspection. Patient number 2, Kavan. His diagnosis is a complete lack of a spine and severe external validation dependency. He lets his brother, the other boys, and the public dictate his entire relationship.
Yes. My advice for Kavan, if you are unhappy, stand in your truth and leave. Stop giving these sad, miserable speeches and then picking the girl anyway. It is exhausting to watch.
Do you think he'll learn? I actually hope Casa Amor will be his awakening. Maybe some space will give him clarity.
We can only hope.
Yeah.
And patient number 3, Jasmine.
Oof. Diagnosis. Lack of empathy and zero accountability. Her blind spot is she thinks her actions exist in a vacuum. She thinks she can do whatever she wants, and it shouldn't hurt anyone else.
Right. And my advice to her would be, you cannot be the cool girl with your male friends while your partner is practically begging for basic reassurance. You have to pick a lane.
But will she learn? We both know she won't.
She'll just blame the editing. She will say they didn't show context.
100%. Okay, babes, we know the producers pull all the strings on this show, but let's play God for a second. Welcome to segment 3, Love Island Alternate Timeline. What if things went completely differently tonight?
The butterfly effect of reality TV. Let's look at moment 1. What if Lorenzo actually picked Jasmine at the recoupling instead of doing that bait and switch?
Oh my gosh. The villa would have erupted. Yasmin would be left standing there, which means Kavan either has to pick Yasmin awkward or Aiden swoops in to save Yasmin.
Which Yasmin would hate. And Jasmine gets exactly what she wanted all along, but she gets to play the victim. She would be crying, saying, I didn't want this to happen. Lorenzo ruined it.
Yes, she would avoid all the blame. Okay, moment 2. What if Yasmin didn't shut the door on Aiden in the kitchen? What if she said, maybe?
Aiden gets a massive ego boost. He becomes completely insufferable, strutting around the villa, trying to mark his territory with Lorenzo.
And Priya probably gets dumped from the island, because Aiden wouldn't need to save her in a friendship couple. Yasmin's hard boundary literally saved Priya's life in the villa.
That is a brilliant point. Okay, moment 3. What if Kavan stood 10 toes down and actually broke up with Jasmine during his speech?
I would have cheered.
Oh.
But the butterfly effect. Jasmine spirals immediately. Her ego can't handle rejection. The girls would turn on Kavan, call him toxic, and then Jasmine would fully crack on with Lorenzo right in front of Yasmin's face.
Which would force Jasmine to dump Lorenzo before Casamore even starts. It would have accelerated everything.
It would have been incredible television. All right, before we pack it up and get back to these terrible moving boxes, let's get into segment 4. Hot takes of the night. We're doing this rapid fire.
Okay, I am ready. What is your biggest green flag of the episode?
Biggest green flag goes to Yasmin. Standing her ground, knowing her worth, and telling Lorenzo she absolutely won't be a second choice to Jasmine. It was queen behavior.
I completely agree. My biggest red flag, undeniably, is Lorenzo for his film star comment to Jasmine. It was disrespectful, gross, and completely undermined his actual partner. He is a smooth talker in the worst way.
So slimy. Okay, most delusional islander. I mean, we know the answer.
Aiden. Hands down.
I was literally laughing out loud at him, thinking Yasmin's mom disliking him on Aftersun was somehow a way in to get her back. Like, oh, your mom hates me, so we should date. Like,
he is operating in a different reality. Okay, episode MVP. Who do you have?
Honestly, Priya.
Yes. I said the same thing. Priya is the MVP. She got all the challenge answers correct. She minded her own business. She observed the chaos perfectly, and she survived the recoupling. She is playing chess.
We love Priya. Okay, last one. One bold prediction for the next episode, heading into Casa. My bold prediction is that Kavan will be the very first one to kiss a Casa Moore bombshell.
Wait, really? Kavan, he just spent 2 weeks crying over Jasmine.
That is exactly why. He is starved for affection. A new girl is going to sit down, tell him he's handsome, and validate his feelings, and he will fold like a cheap lawn chair. He needs the ego boost.
Okay, that is a solid theory. My bold prediction involves Simba. He is going to move mad in Casamore. He is going to kiss people, share beds, act totally single. But at the recoupling, he will stick with Angelista.
Wait, why wouldn't he bring someone back if he likes them?
Because he wants to play the victim. If he brings a girl back, he looks like the bad guy. If he comes back alone, he can cry and say, I tested myself, but I realized my heart is with you, and force Angelista to comfort him.
Oh my God. That is so dark.
Yeah.
And it's probably exactly what he's going to do. I hate it.
It is the ultimate manipulator playbook.
Well, we will have to see the carnage unfold on Sunday. Babes, that is all the smark we have for tonight, but we desperately need to hear from you.
Please validate our opinions in the comments.
Yes. Let us know. Are you celebrating Pride this weekend? What is your all-time favorite Pride memory? Tell us everything.
And regarding the villa, Which Love Island couple are you actually rooting for right now, if any of them?
And finally, what are you most excited for this summer? We want all the good vibes.
Thank you, everyone, so much for listening. We love doing this with you. Remind your friends to subscribe, leave us a glowing review, and share this podcast with another messy babe who lives for the drama just as much as we do.
Yes. Have the best weekend, Snark Squad. Stay proud.
Stay messy.
Yeah, we'll see you on the Snark side.